It's already been a day full of me shouting at people and spewing my shit. There was one I had a long time ago over I think in 2020, and I was out there arguing with that security guard, and this woman says, "You're doing it. You're spreading the COVID because every time you shout, you're spreading your poisonous sputum." And I was like, wow. She not only believes, but she's developed this whole like schematic of dispensation about how airborne viruses passing through the air, how far it'll go because it's got a gravity weight, and if you're shouting, your poisonous sputum will go farther because you're delivering with more force. Yeah. So yeah, one of the most disheartening things was seeing the parking spots. There was a sign, a light and a sign. And the sign on each side, there was one space and one space. It was the first two in the one lot in Walmart today in Thousand Oaks. And it's probably been there for a long time, but I never noticed it. But it's got this blue light up at the top of a pole, and then it comes down. There's a sign that says reserved. For, meaning don't park here because it's reserved for law enforcement partners.
Law enforcement partners. I don't know.
And
what
immediately
that means.
Tracy said,
who the
very astutely, why the fuck do they need those spaces when they just pull up and park in the goddamn doorway anyway? They don't give a shit where they'll park no matter what. They'll fucking park sideways.
And turn on their lights to make it.
They'll block traffic. They'll cause hazardous situations. Does not matter. Yeah.
That's what your tax dollars are paying for.
So
I wonder how much it costs to make those little blue lights for the partners. It doesn't even say law enforcement. It says law enforcement partners. Well, excuse me.
Because now we are outsourcing everything, even our our own freedom and welfare is being outsourced to some India type country or really.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't even know what that means.
Because if there's a law enforcement moniker to the whole concept, I want to know exactly which governmental department
dipshits
of fucking well-armed people that we have all sort of quasi-agreed to live under.
No, we haven't.
It is, because according to the Constitution, each one of these departments has a set of rules that they must abide by.
Well, they never
But
have
if you
before.
outsource your fucking judicial thing, and the other says, well, we don't come from there, we can just do whatever we want, then
where blind
I
people
didn't agree
have
to
walk from far away, they get front row parking places. They're law enforcement partners, whatever that means. They get those spots.
Handicapped and elderly people must walk even farther to their vehicles because those donut-eating do-gooder-gooders,
they're not do-gooders. Evil-doers.
Do-better-batters are
evil-doers.
They need preferred parking. And yet, as we've already pointed out, they will park on top of a grandma if they are wanting to.
If they wanted to go in and get coffee.
And then charge her for getting blood on their freshly washed vehicle.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Merry Christmas. This is what we get for Merry Christmas. I'm still sick. I still have breast cancer. I'm still blind. And we are sleeping in the cold with no heat. And the chairs are so uncomfortable. I got metal pieces.
They're blown out, beat up. They don't work.
And I'm...
The reason that
It's
we
because
missed
of
a measurement for her eyes appointment the other day.
trying
A
to get
crucial
over
one was because this truck,
pneumonia.
which is a piece of crap,
Yeah.
had gotten electrical issues, and we both came down with this ungodly, it was fuck COVID, ungodly pneumonia that just, I mean, I get over shit quick, but I get it very intensely. I thought I was going to die. Same thing with her.
And I
It was,
still haven't got rid of it.
yeah, it was terrible. Unbelievable. So at the same time that happened, then all of a sudden, literally within minutes, we just went from halfway functional to wham. And then also
It
a rainstorm started
for 3
pouring for 3 days. And I had to do electrical work on the car. At one point, walking to the bathroom, we were both teetering into each other so hard to balance ourselves that I thought, one of us is going to make a misstep and the other one's just going to go flopping over there. And right in the middle of the store.
A store that has obstacle course in it. You cannot walk side by side.
So we missed her appointment.
For
what would have been
measurements.
January 11th for the next appointment, what turned out to be
Now it's
February 12th,
just to get
just to get her eyes measured.
So they can make
It's
the
been
appointment.
it's been 2.5 years now. She's asking for not the gift of sight, the right of sight
Like everybody
in
else
America.
does.
Don't fucking fill up entire volumes of yellow pages with ophthalmologists and LASIK and we got brand new technology. We're all fucking, you know what? You don't even need eyeballs anymore. We'll do
but
an
we'll
Elon
give
Musk
you-
fucking digital camera with fucking Borg settings on it. Come on.
Not for poor people.
2.5 years
I finally find
for a 2, 3, 4 hour visit to an office, and Medi-Cal and HMOs and medical plans and primary doctors, and oh yeah, well you can't, we're not going to sign off on you unless you also go to my proctologist. Like, all the fucking good old boy network. We all want to have a big spoon up their ass, and then when they have a bunch of billable hours, everybody's got billable hours to Medi-Cal, so thereby just padding the bill. Then they'll give the approval. But all the regular doctors got to get their slice first. You are not even doing anything. No one wants your services. Got to get it though, because that's part of the deal. I'll play along if they play along.
It's a half an hour an appointment. Why
That's great for this convoluted little fucking human centipede of financial circles. But what the problem is there's real people having to deal with real disabilities in the most perilous of times in recent history, and she just cut loose. Not only that, got nothing coming. Not only that, we have people out chasing, harassing, hounding,
cops.
and persecuting you.
They're pigs.
In a vicious way. At one point this last summer, when they, for no reason, did some shit, they handcuffed her.
They drugged me out of the car physically. They
drug her out.
They handcuffed me without my sight stick. Without my stick.
This is a blind person. And they handcuffed her and put her on the curb to sit while they tossed the fuck out of this truck. No warrant, no probable cause, no reason.
No calls for service, nothing. They had no right.
One of 2 times they did that on private property. Nobody called them. No probable cause, no warrant, no call for service. With guns.
Yeah, with guns.
They were playing with their guns.
They had flak jackets on. They just happened by us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. We wanted to see if you needed help. Do I look like I need help, motherfucker?
They swarmed
not
us.
From you. And I took the fifth and closed the door and locked
That
it.
happened again 1 month later over at Ralph's.
I said, I don't need no help.
Yeah.
And this is
a year and a
what we
half
get
before
for
at the
being
same
honest.
Ralph's parking lot, but in a different part of it. We were driving. They stopped us
For no reason.
and tried to
Lied.
just immediately get into the car.
Yes,
but I had it
opening
locked.
the doors.
So I slid my information out to them, and they didn't dig that. They were not happy, but they couldn't really do much. So one of the cops opens the back door. I go, shut that fucking door.
They refused.
They refused. The dude, I had to get out, close the door, and then I closed the driver's door.
That way
locked.
I could lock them, yeah.
And I go, well, if you want to do something, do it now, motherfucker, but stay the fuck, keep your dirty cop dick grabbers out of my
Tell
fucking
them what
car.
happened at court.
So
they had to throw it out because everything they did was against
we
the
got,
Constitution.
I got a ticket that they vigorously pursued.
For obstruction of what?
Delay in giving the cops what they wanted.
Yeah, delay in giving the
delayed.
cops what they wanted.
It's not that I even refused. I just delayed.
Yeah.
In a private parking lot. No, blah, blah, blah. Go to court. Had to appear several times, at which point I kept never waiving time, never agreeing to any of their shit. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but
we had videos.
So on a misdemeanor, you have 45 days to a speedy trial from when you go to arraignment. Oh no, 30 days, right?
Yeah, 30 days.
30 days after you go to arraignment. And 30th day came, and they're like, well, we're going to offer you a deal. No, I think it was we're going to offer you a program. I go, you've already exceeded. A program. I go, why would I want to do that? What are you talking about? They gave some kind of bullshit, fluster bullshit.
We said, fuck you.
And then we had to go back again, right?
Yeah. And that's when another lawyer stands up
16 days after the right to a speedy trial has expired.
They didn't realize we were there.
And I already said, I'm not saying guilty. And if you got a case, bring it. Otherwise, fuck you. But at the right to a speedy trial, that's when you stop prosecuting me.
Yeah, but your fake lawyer that stood up, it wasn't the woman that you had before.
People think,
she stands up and says,
these are crazy conspiracy theory, homelessness
kooks.
They will
railroad you to them.
You have no idea. This shit happens to regular Americans. Just dare you to get caught up. Well, you think you're bold, you're an explorer, adventurer, you're going to go fucking explore some urban
you better know
building. Why don't you go explore some urban services, like how the police act? Go try to film them or do anything like that. Fuck with them in somehow and dress up as a homeless guy. Then you'll see a new light.
Yeah, you won't like them anymore.
Power domination. Underneath that fucked up exterior where they're
trying to pretend you're
putting their feet on George Floyd, and it's not just George Floyd, it's white boys too. Everybody, they kill everybody.
They kill more white people than anybody.
Yeah, doesn't matter. But they're still killers. We all agree on that.
Yep.
Doesn't matter whether it's white people, black people, who the fuck cares, people? The fact is, they're killing people. And how is it that they can kill people and we're supposed to take those words that everything is fucking as they say, and they had no choice but to shoot this dude 33 times in the head, whatever, Yeah.
But
I mean, that's the deal.
No, for no reason. They
lie, they fabricate, they bury people, ruin people's lives.
For no reason, because they don't like you.
For recreation sometimes, just for having something to do.
And this is how they train their rookies. They go out and pick on homeless people all day, and that's why we got tossed up, and we're still free, because they couldn't find shit. Because
they don't know the real, actual, there needs to be cause for most things for them to fly all the way through.
Right, but there's nothing that we did wrong. This is what we get for being honest.
They do
We're
shit like
sick.
this just to break people's spirit, to harass them.
But they don't know how tenacious we are. It's like, I know my rights. He knows his rights. Fuck you people. You better come up and kill me before you fucking try to tell me that we did something wrong for you guys to even talk to us. Assholes.
Pretty much. In America, if you are not doing something wrong,
they don't have any.
You
right
don't
to
really
tell
have
you
to
shit.
tell them shit.
No, you
or
don't
do nothing.
have to.
You can just like look at them and go, "What, motherfucker?"
Yeah, call them anything you want.
And
if they
it
ask
doesn't
you
mean
for
because
ID,
they're wearing that
fuck them.
suit and they got that
They
gun
are
that you're supposed to
not.
always be nice to them.
No.
It turns out in America, there's a lot of fucking suit wearing, gun toting motherfuckers. I ain't trying to be nice to all of them.
No.
And if one of them wants to shoot me because I'm not nice to him, well then so be it. Let it fucking happen. You know what I mean?
They need to get different jobs. They need to I defund every one of them and start over, motherfuckers. Because they're all dirty. If they've gotten out of the academy, even into the academy, because they were bullied as kids and now they get to be bullies, because you can see the look on their fucking faces when they're torturing some poor person or us.
These are some demented individuals.
All of them.
You talk about Nazis and all that shit about... You don't even know. Who cares about past villains? We're going to use the Nazis as villains. Why don't you just pick out some current ones? You know,
all of them
because they got some. You could take a side photographer that they didn't know about or whatever and take pictures of these guys' faces, just like what she's saying.
Yeah, you could see it
sick
in their faces.
Glee and joy at other people's misery. There's not even a doubt.
No,
you can't interpret this picture in 10,000 different ways. That is what it is, motherfucker.
Yeah, you people may not believe us. Go out, do something stupid. Just
pick the scab.
Run a red light.
Let it bleed a little bit.
Get pulled over.
If it feels better, keep picking that motherfucker.
See what happens.
You don't have to fuck with them.
No.
Just open your eyes.
Film.
Don't be afraid to let them see what they see.
And don't be afraid to use the Constitution. Learn your rights, your First Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, your Fifth Amendment.
A lot of our problems were that we didn't know as much as we should have.
Yeah.
Now we know more.
You can film the police. But you could stand on any public sidewalk and film anything and anybody, and they can't tell you to move at all. And if they ask you for ID, unless you're doing something illegal, they have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion in order to detain you and or arrest you. So fuck them. Don't give ID. You tell them that. And then take the fifth. Whether you're detained or arrested, if they're trying to bully you, take the fifth and ask for a lawyer. Say, I invoke the Fifth Amendment. I want a lawyer. And if they ask you another question after that, their immunity is gone and you can sue the fuck out of them.
Well, it's getting kind of late here, so I think we're going to call it a day. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
I hope that we're still here.
It's probably not going to be very happy. This next year is going to really suck. Worse than the other one. I don't know what's going on with my eye in the picture. I hope that's just some kind of little demonic flick that'll get out of there. But anyway, we're checking in for, right before Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How many arguments and fights have I been in today?
I can't count them.
Like at least half a dozen, right?
At least.
Anyway, peace.